Welcome to the Glenn Beck program. Tonight, free speech. You know, there was a ruling by the Supreme Court this week that said animal cruelty, videos of animal cruelty, it's protected by free speech. That's not exactly what the Supreme Court said. They said the law was so broad that it would allow Congress to decide what speech really wasn't worth protecting. They said make it more narrow and make it about animals. Tonight, free speech under attack. Let's go. Hello, America. Is it a stretch to say that freedom of speech is under attack in the United States of America? Well, I could point to some evidence on things like if you question the president or his policies or this administration, the person that questions comes under vicious attack. We know that to be true. It has gotten to the point to where Obama's immediate attack dogs have gone so far to accuse me of sedition. Watch this.
I did a little bit of research just before the show. It's on this little napkin here. I looked up the definition of sedition, which is conduct or language inciting rebellion against the authority of the state. And a lot of these statements, especially the ones coming from people like Glenn Beck and to a certain extent Sarah Palin, were right up close to being seditious.
Anti-government speech. Anti-government speech, by the way, as defined by Cass Sunstein, is a conspiracy theory. Okay, anti-government. Rush Limbaugh was also attacked on the very same show.
And, you know, and Joe's right, and they'll name another person, name Rush Limbaugh, who uses this phrase, constantly talks about the Obama administration as a regime.
Okay. This is all a setup. And I want you to know the real target is not me, it's not Rush, it's you. You know, when Bill Clinton was talking the other day, he was talking about how we have to watch our language. He didn't just say that people like talk radio. He said the internet. The people of the Tea Party movement, it's you. You're being viciously maligned as dangerous, crazy, racist, or stupid. I mean, you've seen this over and over again.
They have no idea what the Boston Tea Party was about.
That's right.
They don't know their history at all. This is about hating a black man in the White House. This is racism straight up. That is nothing but a bunch of tea-bagging rednecks.
A lot of the things that have been said, they create a climate in which people who are vulnerable to violence because they're disoriented, like Timothy McVeigh was, are more likely to act.
We're here now to understand the frustration of the tea-baggers and the people that are angry, because many times when you're angry, your rational abilities are compromised.
Now, the last time I had to confront something like this was when I voted for the Civil Rights Bill and my opponent voted against it. At that time, we had a lot of Ku Klux Klan folks and white supremacists and folks in white sheets and other things running around causing trouble.
Okay, let me ask you something. First of all, count the times that the progressives talk about comparing everything. Everything now is the civil rights movement. Have we really come to a place in America where we can't question our government with boldness? Clinton talked about getting back to the constitutional speech that our founders intended. Well, if they didn't intend for heated speech, political free speech, the ability to criticize our government with vigor, what were they protecting? And what happened to this sentiment? Watch this.
I am sick and tired of people who say that if you debate and you disagree with this administration, somehow you're not patriotic. And we should stand up and say, we are Americans and we have a right to debate and disagree with any administration.
Okay. Whew. Look, the free speech our founders intended. Let me give you an example of the free speech that our founders used. Pro-John Adams Federalist newspaper during the presidential campaign of 1796 between John Adams and Thomas Jefferson. This is a pro-John Adams newspaper calling Thomas Jefferson a mean-spirited, low-lived fellow, the son of a half-breed Indian squaw, sired by a Virginia mulatto father, raised wholly on hoe cake made of coarse ground southern corn, bacon, and hominy, with an occasional change of fricasseed bullfrog. Wow. Going after his parentage is one thing, but then accusing him of being raised on southern corn-made hoe cake, I mean... But it didn't end there with the hoe cake. No, no, no. In the 1800 campaign, Adams' allies wrote about what you should expect if Thomas Jefferson were elected. Ready? Murder, robbery, rape, adultery, and incest will be openly taught and practiced in the air. It will be rent with the cries of the distressed. The soil will be soaked with blood, and the nation black with crimes. Wow. First of all, let me just tell you this straight up. The prestigious Jeffersonian murder, rape, and robbery schools were tough to get into, but if you could get a scholarship, you were set for life. But most people, thank goodness, didn't get into those rape and robbery schools. Come on. He was our third president. Now, nobody is advocating for these kinds of smear campaigns, but the point is, maybe Bill Clinton and those on the left should at least know the history of their country before opening their mouth about what free speech as our founders knew it. The current onslaught against free speech is all-encompassing, and a lot of it, especially for the internet, and this is the most dangerous, is the internet. It's led through the Marxist-led group Free Press. They use internet neutrality, net neutrality, and this is insidious. You can figure out how bad this is. It's a Marxist organization that's leading this. Free press, reform media, transform democracy. Do you hear this? This is Mark Lloyd, FCC. The important revolution of Chavez couldn't have happened with the media unless it was under government control. Free press says reform media, transform democracy. Okay. Please share that with your friends on the internet. Please, while you have access to the internet. In the history of our planet, man has never been able to express himself as freely, as openly, and as wide as he can right now. Over the internet, you can sit in your basement in your underpants and you can write whatever you want, and people all over the globe will hear your voice. This is why they have to create this bogus, non-existent crisis to stop it. And the Department of Justice has also gotten into the act now. They have even gone as far as to claim that Americans have no right to implied privacy of location. What the heck does that mean? Barack Obama and this administration are fighting for those rights for the government right now. These are the same people who screamed about warrantless wiretapping for terrorists. These are the same people that were screaming about the Patriot Act during the Bush years. They are going far beyond what George Bush ever dreamt of. In fact, in a completely unrelated story, the Library of Congress is now trying to acquire the entire Twitter archive, every tweet, for the sake of history. I'm sorry, I don't think I trust them. No, I don't think I want them cataloging or checking or tracking or reading emails. I want you to stay out of my cell phone. I just don't want it. Something inside of me says, un-American. Dangerous. Not just with these people, but I wouldn't give it to George W. Bush. Obama supporters, people who are Democrats, reasonable. Please answer this question.
That's what we're all about.
Is all of this still absolutely fine with you? In addition to the action taken by Obama that we've pointed out, when George Bush was brutally attacked by his critics, not only did he not, I mean, there were the group of gay servicemen that were all handcuffed to the presidential gate at the White House. Not only did they arrest them, which, I mean, if you handcuff yourself, they should be arrested. That's not the point. The point is, is that they shooed the media away. They closed Lafayette